Hello people who've clicked on this video. It's pretty obvious what I'm doing from the title, so I'll only give the basic disclaimer that songs can and will grow on me, so don't take any opinions I say as final fact. Getting the most obvious artists out the way, ENHYPEN and aespa. Sorry, but you've been conned. They both have separate videos made because I had too many things to say. I've linked them both in the iCard, so click there now or afterwards for those opinions. First up then is WJSN. In the past, I've enjoyed WJSN's music, but it's never really aged the best for me, but I always have an open mind going into this sort of stuff, and oh my god, did Last Sequence absolutely obliterate any preconceived thoughts I had about this song. I feel like this would 100% be played to models walking down a runway. The concept is stunning and the music video is probably one of my favourites from this year. Also, this song is so short, but it doesn't feel like it in the slightest. It's only 3 minutes, but because so much happens and because of its intensity, it feels 4 minutes long to me. That chorus ran me over entirely and I just didn't recover. Though, for me, it does have issues and quite a few of them. Firstly, while I love the intensity of the chorus, I think I'll get tired of it if I play it too often and it'll end up aging poorly. Second, EXY's mandatory second verse raps are becoming tired, unoriginal, and unnecessary. Not every song needs a rap, and this is one of those where it's extremely awkwardly pieced in. And I know EXY participates in making their music in one way or another, but it's not like she's incapable of singing too, so I don't understand the need to force a rap section each time. Other than that though, I think this song is rather good. As long as they don't overplay it, it should be strong sailing. This sort of sound is a yes. I think Done resembles Last Sequence quite a bit, but honestly done in a way where I don't think it'll be as easy for me to get sick of it. As always, UMJI is fantastic vocally and completely sells the post-chorus as my favourite section. Well, that and the outro. Both of those sections are pretty yet powerful enough so that they blend beautifully, and I don't think there's really any issues I have with this song, minus EXY's rap, but we've already covered that before. In essence, Done takes any issues, subconscious or otherwise, that I had with Last Sequence and makes it an easier and better listen for me. I briefly mentioned in my Loona vs Kepler video that Aura was my favourite Queendom song. That doesn't stand anymore, everyone congratulate Pose. Though Aura being knocked off of the #1 slot wasn't hard because it was the best out of a bad bunch. Even Now is not anything other than a dull song. Maybe it was meant to be so flat in order to showcase the girls' vocals, I wouldn't know as I didn't watch Queendom, but the vocals alone don't save the song, sorry to say. Stronger was boring, let's be honest. I was expecting it to be a ballad, but that doesn't take away from how boring it actually was. The only true saving grace was Daewon and Yeonjung's vocals, but that was a given since they're both amazing vocally. It's not my style at all, but I would probably appreciate it more if I'm in a sad mood. In conclusion, there were 2 big hits and 2 big skips, which makes the album rather average. I don't know what else I can really say that I've not said prior, so I'll just sum it up really quickly. WJSN had a fantastic title track with the following B-side being stellar too. However, they couldn't keep up the interest for me, and there's nothing more to it than that. So, Bop Bop aged like absolute trash for me, despite me being very into it at first. LOVEADE won't have that effect, mostly because I won't allow it to age horribly. I probably won't be listening to it very much because, aside from the fact that it isn't very eventful, the vocals also annoy me a lot. Those chorus vocals are so high and they sound so horrible to me, and that's not me calling SINB and EUNHA bad vocalists, I know they can sing. It's just an issue with the song and forcing them to sing in a falsetto. So yeah, another skip from VIVIZ. After LOVEADE, I wasn't exactly helpful for the album, however, Siesta plays as a very bright yet chill summer song. I kind of really like it and it's one of VIVIZ's best songs in my opinion. Call it generic or whatever, but it's just hard to go wrong with this sort of style. My favourite part is the pre-chorus for that instrumental. It's so unrelenting in the softest possible way, which makes it really appealing to me. I'm definitely going to be adding this to my summer 2022 K-pop collection and it's hopefully not going to leave. Starting out Party Pop with that mess of a post-chorus threw me off entirely. It felt extremely weird and out of place, but the verse and pre-chorus were surprisingly normal sounding after that. Then the chorus brought me back to this weird middle ground where it wasn't as disorienting as the post-chorus, but it wasn't as pleasant as I had wanted. Then the post-chorus hit and it was still just a mess for me. It's quite hard to describe how I feel about this song because it's pretty confusing. That said, it's not like the sections don't match each other or anything. I honestly don't know, I just can't vibe with this and I don't know why. On my first listen through of the album, I think Love 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 is my favourite. It still is. Recently, I think K-pop's having more of that strong pulsating sound in its music, and I'm really appreciating it. I didn't know I liked this sort of stuff so much, but Solar's Honey, Miki Miki's Who Am I, and now VIVIZ's Love 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 is kind of proving to me that this sort of sound is rather attractive to my ears. I truly think this is my favourite VIVIZ song, and with good reason. Immediately when Flashback started, I wasn't feeling it. The retro sound has already been so overdone in K-pop, and I was never a fan of it in the first place. There are very few retro sounding songs that I would consider even mildly pleasant, even fewer that I actually enjoy. So, based on my stance on retro sounding K-pop music, it shouldn't be much of a surprise that I don't like this. In my mind, I classify Dance as a retro jazz ballad. I don't enjoy ballads because they're very often copy and paste to me with nothing much to offer, and I've just explained that I don't like retro. Jazz is also one of the worst music genres there are, so you could say I don't like jazz, maybe just a little bit. This song needs to leave me alone because I don't think I can even put into words how ear-grating it is having to listen to Dance multiple times for this video. But if you're a fan of jazz, go ahead, you'll probably like this song. In conclusion, VIVIZ measured up to their debut for me. The number of songs I liked on this album was the same as the number of songs I liked on their debut album. The title LOVEADE wasn't anything special this time around either, and has significantly less replayability than Bop Bop to me. I went into this comeback with little to no expectations, and I left having expected what I got. It's not like I'm judging people for liking this, or I'm judging people for disliking it. As a whole, for me, this is nothing more than painfully average overall. h1-key's debut song, Athletic Girl, was so good that I wasn't sure if Run could measure up. However, I was very pleasantly surprised and pleased to hear this song. It sounds like a Disney song, but do you see me complaining? If anything, it's the opposite. Run is such a fun and catchy summer song that it almost instantly became one of my favourite summer songs from K-pop 2022. I'm sad that Satala left the group without ever having experienced a comeback, but Hisa is a really good fit for this group anyway. If their titles keep being this good, I might have to start keeping up with them. Catcher releases their first B-side, and why is it so fun? The song needs a little bit of time to grow on me, but I can definitely see myself enjoying this a remarkable amount down the line. This honestly feels like an itzy song, at least before their music began falling off in my opinion, so it's a little refreshing to hear another group pulling off that weird sort of sound this well. Now, Heartlight. What can I say? It's just phenomenal. They outsold with this one. Again, it's a bit of a Disney song, but I didn't complain the first time and I'm most certainly not complaining this time either. This song also has some pop punk influences, I think, which makes it that much better. And it may sound a little bad, but I don't have much to say about this. It's an experience that words can't really sum up that well, since I'm too happy to even begin thinking what's good aside from the whole thing. For a first comeback, this is so utterly exceptional. They only have 4 songs, and how are they all bops? For their first B-sides, they honestly did far too well. And it's not exactly like they're from a massive company with money to burn. Maybe their staff are truly just that good at finding amazing composers, producers, lyricists, mixers, choreographers, trainees, whatever else. I'm seriously rooting for them to make it big, because they'll be so good if they do. Normally, I don't really listen to MCND, but I'm including them because they're relatively big and I watch Planet Minji on YouTube, so... Anyway, I heard We Are The One when it was pre-released and found it pretty good. That being said, I wouldn't listen to this song. It's weird to say I like a song, but I wouldn't listen to it, but that's how strict I am with the music I do listen to. We Are The One is probably one of my favourite songs from them, but I would likely get tired of this if I were to listen to it all the time. As for Mood, it's one of their best title tracks. Seriously, this comeback shocked me, since the first 2 songs were already graduated to some of their best. It's really catchy and just fun overall. Typically the pre-choruses tend to be my favourite parts of songs, but I truly think that was the weakest part of this one. Their last comeback, Move In, had one of the hypest and best growing pre-choruses of last year, so it was only natural this one wouldn't beat that. I don't know what it is about this pre-chorus, I feel like it may be the mixing, but I'm not 100 on that. But to speak about the song a bit more, the chorus. It pops so hard for no real reason. That #mood to introduce the chorus trumpets is so addictive, and I can hardly contain myself from singing that lyric anytime I hear it. I don't know how well this song will hold up since their past songs haven't that well for me, but I can confidently say that this song is really playful in the best possible way, and I'm pretty satisfied. The pre-chorus in Blow was the first time I felt some sort of emotion about this song. Well, specifically the second half of the pre-chorus, then the actual chorus didn't hold up that well in comparison to what it had built from. This song isn't very spectacular to me, maybe it's that high-pitched pulsating thing they have, I truly can't place it. Considering the bridge, pre-chorus, and outro are probably the only bits I feel are above static, that still leaves the majority of the song that's rather weak. I understand the appeal, but it's not there for me. Contrary to likely the average K-pop stand's opinions, I don't care about shout singing, it bothers me here though. The rest of the song is alright, the chorus throws me off is all. Maybe they could have put more oomph into their shouting, or the instrumental could have been more complex. Though, and here's the same opinion said for the millionth time, the pre-chorus is really good. Have MCND always had such good pre-choruses? I couldn't tell you, but they're absolutely fantastic this comeback. That and the bridge anyway. Highlights of the song. I heard Juice when it was pre-released, and I remember not caring for it at all. Hearing it for the first time after a while, I can safely say that that opinion hasn't changed. Apologies, but that chorus isn't overly good, and it does sound like a swarm of bees got stuck in the microphone. Although, and I think you can guess what I'm gonna say, the pre-chorus is excellent. If the chorus wasn't so bee-like, I'd probably listen to this. Back to You is a ballad, and ballads are boring. This is no different. I just wish for this song to be over, not gonna lie. And as much as it may seem as if I hate the other B-sides on this album, I'd take any of them over this song in a heartbeat. In comparison, those songs are Eiffel Towers, while this song is a tourist. No. But it is a bit of a fan song. I actually skimmed over the lyrics this time to check that, so I can't exactly say anything since it's not meant for me. In conclusion, yeah, this is their best comeback for me. Yes, I would probably only keep listening to Mood, but that doesn't mean I hate all the other songs. In moderation, I'd listen to this whole album, minus Back to You, without complaint, because it's really not as bad as I've probably made it sound. So, good going MCND, you had a really strong comeback this time round. And that's me done. I tried to be as fair as possible to all the groups, but these are still biased opinions because it's impossible for them not to be. Tell me what were your favourites, and bye for now.